Hey, shalom, 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 Israel. Hey, this your brother Saul R, man, with Saints Advocating Law and Truth, man. I am the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth. Every sweet savor being a sweet sacrifice to the Most High God, man. Salt, Saints Advocating Law and Truth, man. Back at it again, man. We're back at it again with another episode of the Way House, another edition of the Way House, man. A lot of topics to get into. Some things to cover, some things to look out to, some progression of what's to happen in the future, man. And that's what we do, man. Everything we weigh it with the scriptures, we weigh it with the Holy Bible, the text. That is our measuring stick, that is our tool that we use everyday life, man. Being Israelites, this is not a fad. Hey, this is not something to do to just a trend. This is a lifestyle, man. And the Holy Bible is our moral compass, man. I want to give all praises to the Most High God. First and foremost, allowing all of this to be possible, man. So all praise to the Most High God in the name of His Son, which we call Yahushai in the Hebrew. The world ignorantly calls Him Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Get into some of these videos, man. We got adulterous men and women at hand. We have I got a nice graph or illustration of how the Bible is set up, how to read it. Then we got some international and domestic news going on, man. America just seems to be giving away all this money, and we're being hacked. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
While you're able to go out and do whatever you need to do to find peace, whatever. Yeah. But what you don't understand is there's about 10 lined up. Like, I wish I had a shot. There's 10 in her DMs. That's like, boy, you lucky. And as soon as your man trip up, let me know. I can provide.
Hey man, first off, man, this is wicked as hell, man. I'm gonna just let you know right now. No matter no matter what the occasion is, shall a woman step out on a man? Damn, man, that's just wicked as hell, man. For no occasion at all shall a woman step out on her man. And then you got to think about certain type of situations like this. For what reason at all should a woman who is married have 10 niggas in her DMs? In this hypersexual society that we live in, for what reason would a woman have 10 niggas in her DMs? You got to go to her social media and you got to look and see. Are you covered up, shamefaced? Are you adorned in modest apparel, not showing things revealing that's for your husband? Or are you showing things that are revealing? Are you dressing provocative? Are you enticing men with your photos? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you carrying yourself how a married woman should carry herself, it's not 10 niggas, and it's not even niggas in the world don't give a damn. But if you, I guarantee it, if you ain't throwing it like that, if you ain't throwing it out there like that, niggas ain't catching it. If it's nothing to be caught, nobody's catching it. Let me get a preset, man. Man, let me get a precept, man. And this is and first off, to the man that's even in a woman's DMs, man, knowing that she married, man. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28. Salakia. This is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 29, verse 28. Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Man, you got to think about this, because these actions that's being displayed now can manifest into the act. Like little flirting, flirtatious moments, and all of this stuff, entertaining one another, can go into an act, man. Look, Yahushua said that if you lust after a woman and in your heart you commit adultery. Biblical adultery is a woman stepping outside of a marriage. It's another man stepping into another man's marriage or covenant that he has with his wife. I'm gonna keep reading verse 30. So it said, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry, but if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all his substance for his house. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. You know, he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. That's heavy, man. So 10 niggas lined up. That's 10 niggas trying to get their soul destroyed. Get their soul destroyed. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Let's keep going in this video. I want to see what else the sister got to say, man.
Provide you with peace. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, maybe, and I don't think
they
are.
That's what you want to know.
Let me know. I can provide you with peace. Mm-hmm. So with that.
I can provide you with peace, man. Listen, man. All that niggas in DMs talking about I can do for her and whoop, and he can't treat you like me, and man, that ain't nothing but crafty counsel, man. Hey, this is the book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made, man. If Satan's number one goal is to get you to sin so he can accuse you to the Father, so he can write a report about you, have a long sheet of offenses, right? We know an adulterer and adulteress would not inherit and enter the kingdom of heaven. So if Satan can craftily get you to be taken over by smooth words, he's done his job. Man, that's some old ass 2003 Trey Songz I can't help but wait type of type energy going on. I can do for you and I can be your peace. And that's old nigga. That's old nigga game. Like that's niggas in these days and times, I don't even talk like that. Like this society is so off. This is the norm. She just an older woman. This is the norm though. Like, hey, you gotta gird yourself, man. Because that's not what it is out here. It's a crazy game.
That being said, maybe, and I don't think they are.
That's what you want to.
They don't want to.
And that's what men want to say. The thing about it is
they be lying though. Like I take it from a man. Look, man. I don't know about that age or whatever, how old they are. They seem like they older, man. But when you get older like that, you probably get a little misplaced in life, and you ain't found somebody that you want to be with, or you divorce or whatever. You probably settle. You know what I'm saying? But if you got 2-3 kids and whatnot, and you know, a man ain't really trying to settle down with that. Ain't too many men out here trying to be stepfather, but a nigga say a whole lot of things to, you know, get the goal what he's seeking, if you know what I mean.
We have this narrative of like, nah, men just want to fuck you. Nobody wants to be with you because that's your wife. Plenty of men want to be with your wife.
That's evil as hell, man. Plenty of men want to be with your wife, man. That's evil as hell, man. Oh man. Like this is the book of Sirach chapter 9. Man, that's crazy, man. The Bible speaks so much against even doing things deemed inappropriate, even to being too near to a woman that's another man's wife. You know what I'm saying? This our society and us as a people, as black people, we so backwards. We so ass backwards, man. We just leading ourselves to the lake of fire, just waltzing that two-stepping to the lake of fire, man. Plenty of this is, and just think about what kind of example is this setting for younger sisters, younger married women who may have an altercation or some kind of disagreement with their husbands and hear a video like this. This is kind of justifying a sin that's worthy of death. Like even in the New Testament, it is taught that there is a sin worthy of death that I would not a man should pray for. Adultery is a sin worthy of death by both sides, men and women. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 9. It says, sit not at all. But I'll start up. Verse 8. Verse 8. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for wherewith love is kindled as a fire. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thy heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. You know, according to pursuant to the book of Proverbs chapter 7, toward the end of the chapter, which talks about an adulterous woman whose words were smooth and who enticed a man, who said, you know, I have sprayed perfume on the bed, I have got linen sheets from Egypt. You know, the master, the husband is not home. Hey man, the Bible said a man was wounded by these words. And what you think wine gonna do? It say you go into her home. It said the depths of hell is there. He does not understand that the dead are there. Why? Because the act of adultery is death, right?
Do. And you know what? They will. And you know what's crazy? When that happens, right? When you finally leave the man, when you finally leave, or something goes down, and you get with somebody else, she doesn't, and you get with somebody else, these be upset when you finally move on and you finally go about your day because you're not only it. You know, it's crazy because men will be like, I don't know, teacher sucks, good, da, da, da. I have to deal with your same mediocre small or mediocre medium.
And that's crazy, man. As a woman, you're not, and see, that's why virginity and purity is so important, because as a woman, you're not supposed to be knowing about another man's rod other than your husband. You're supposed to be with one man. Oh, this is crazy, man. We are just truly lost. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3. And I start at the top. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And that's, you are going after another man's wife, no matter, I don't give a damn what she say. You're a lover of yourself. You have not thought about that man's sorrow, his pain, or whatever. You have not thought about your own soul, which the Lord will destroy. It said without natural affection, right? What I just said. Truce breakers. You know, as Israelites, our ancestors took a covenant. We agreed to terms and conditions. One of the terms and the conditions were, if you commit adultery, then you shall die to death. Right? A person in Christ who there's no condemnation in, you would not commit adultery if you're in Christ. You will not do the act. But let me jump down. It says, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women. These are silly women to say, to think that, yeah, this man in my DMs, look, man, it's all kind of, do you understand what type of niggas just be DM hopping? You know, that's like a sport. Niggas just be DM hopping, trying to see who we can get through a DM, spitting game through the DM. Do you understand that that's not a serious nigga at all? Like, that's not serious at all. Yeah, I can be your piece and woo the woo, I really want you and all that. Come on, man. You gotta be, these are silly women. It says, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, a diverse lust of a different life. I want a different life. That's what a lot of these women, they think, a lot of these men think, I want a different life. I want, this is gonna make me feel better or whatever. But you got a husband, you got a wife. This is the life that you create this life. So you're a part of whatever the situation you're in, you help create it. No matter how much you want to think that you don't have no part in it, you help create that situation. And now you got a woman up here justifying being mesmerized by another man's rod, and this shit evil as hell.
Forever, and you don't think Daryl got some big that I want? You don't think Daryl sucks me better?
Hey man, let this woman die to death, man. Let her die to death. Crazy, man. I'm tired of this. Hold on. I got another precept just hit me through the spirit, man. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 16. This is Ezekiel chapter 16, man, and this is about Israel and Judah being whores, right? I saw that verse 28. Thou hast played the whore also with the Assyrians, because thou was unsatiable. This woman is, you don't think I'm thinking about Daryl and you're unsatiable, right? Yea, thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied. That's what insatiable is. You cannot be satisfied. I'm gonna jump down to verse 30. It says, how weak is thine heart, saith the Lord God. How weak is your heart? You went in an oath with another human being, with a spouse, to uphold whatever, to work out whatever, do whatever. How weak is your heart that you would fall to your pleasures unto death? It says, how weak is thine heart, saith the Lord God, seeing thou doest all these things, the work of an imperious whorish woman. And I said, man, let's move on. But let that marinate, man. Let's move on. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it flowing.
This is a graph that shows the handiwork of God. What you're seeing here is every cross-reference in the Bible that is overt. This bar graph down here are all the books of the Bible and chapters. The length of it is the number of verses in the chapter. And I want you to see every one of these lines that connects, the darker the line, the more hyper connections. And it has a rainbow of pictures to show how interconnected the Bible is. Guess how many connections in the Bible? 63,000 connections in the Bible. If this was the work composed by one man, we would say this man is a master. The problem is this is written by 40 different men over 1,500 years on 3 continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa, in 3 different languages, Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic. And the entire book tells one united story. It's all connected together. You find me another book in all of human civilization that even scratches the surface of this. This is a graph that shows the handiwork.
I thought that was hella interesting. I'm gonna just I'm gonna just try to keep it on the graph.
This is a graph that shows the.
I'm gonna let me see if I can get a good. I want to just get it right on this graph. All right, I think that might be as good as I can get it, man. Let's see.
This is a graph that shows the handiwork of God.
All right, let's right there. Leave it right there. All right, man. So this is how, as Israelites in our paradigm, how we're taught to read the Bible through the scriptures, right? This is how we look at the Bible. You can read the Bible like a novel, and you're gonna understand it like a novel. You know, you understand the historicity of it, but if you want to understand the prophecies, you want to understand the deep dark things, you can't read this like it's a regular book. All of these cross references we call precepts. Now, a precept is a command or a law. The definition for it is kind of up in the air at times, depending on the context, right? So it can be a true saying. This is how we look at the Bible. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, and verse 9. It says, "Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?" Who is the Lord going to teach knowledge? And who is he going to make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. You have grown from the simple things, the milk of the Bible, which is the law, understanding the commandments, um, understanding a little bit of the history, understanding the prophets and what prophet said this and what era this prophet was in. You understand the basic things, right? You're weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. It says, "For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept. Precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little." Now look at this graph. It's like a rainbow, right? You see it starts at point A, it goes to point B. Starts at point A, it goes to point B. Here a little, there a little. You might have one prophet that saw a vision and he didn't see the fullness of the vision. Another prophet saw the remainder and fullness of the whole vision. How are you ever going to put those together if you don't read over here this true saying or this prophecy, which the Lord said that his words will come to pass? And then you got to read over here in this prophet who had the rest of the vision, right? It said, for example, right, talking about precept, let's go to Psalms 119. This is the book of Psalms 119 and 104. It says, "Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way." Through the precepts you get understanding, right? This is why, he said the Bible as a whole, as one piece of work. This is why we understand who the Gentiles are in the New Testament. Bruh, to understand who the Gentiles are in the New Testament, you know how many cross references that you have to go through? You have to go to Genesis with Abraham. You have to go to Genesis with Jacob. You have to go to Moses. You have to go to Hosea. You have to go to Isaiah. You have to go to Jeremiah. You have to go to Ezekiel. You have to go to, in the New Testament, and you have to go to Romans. You have to go to Corinthians. And let's just stick with the simple. I'm gonna keep it simple, right? So David said through the Lord's precepts he get understanding, right? Okay, well, David might not have talked about understanding anymore. So let's see somebody else who expounded on understanding. This is the book of Job, chapter 28 and verse 28. "And unto man he said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding." To depart from evil is understanding, and the fear of the Lord is wisdom. Well, what is the fear of the Lord? Well, let's go back to David. Let's go back to Psalms. This is Psalms 111 and 1 and 10. "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments." his praise endure forever. You see how thorough it is? Like, to stay on one topic, I want to get thorough and elaborate on one topic. I'm going to have to jump around to these precepts. Like, let's get one more. The fear of the Lord. All right, this is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Let's start at verse. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 19 and verse 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency. So the fear of the Lord is keeping the law. It's keeping God's commandments. Because the Lord said, don't do this, and I fear him, so I'm not going to do that. All right, let's keep it going. Right now, talking about understanding. These next couple videos I'm gonna play, man, is about, I don't know, man. The country is a spiraling downfall with no understanding whatsoever, man. Man, check this out. Check this out.
Learning more tonight about the massive Chinese hack into phone systems right here in the U.S. Federal authorities acknowledging for the first time Chinese hackers.
Hey, man, this is the biggest hack in U.S. history, and nobody's talking about it.
Successfully stole data from hundreds of thousands of Americans, hacking at least 8 telecommunication companies, and now suggesting Americans who don't want their text messages and conversations stolen by China to use apps for encrypted messaging.
And this country is so great, but for some reason we have to use encrypted applications to hide our conversations and messages. We too busy doing TikTok dances, and the opponents of this country are too busy in tech hacking the shit out of us.
Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee telling ABC News millions of Americans could potentially be impacted by a massive Chinese hacking and espionage campaign. Authorities now say at least 8 American telecommunications giants were compromised as part of
3. 2 I know for sure. 3. The third one I'm a little unsure. But I know AT&T, I know Verizon, and I think the third one is like Lumens Technology, something like that.
Of a recently discovered global hacking operation. The news coming as ABC News learned U.S. authorities suspect the data of hundreds of thousands of U.S. mobile phone users was stolen, with more than 1 million unsuspecting consumers likely affected.
Senator, just how serious is this issue? This is the worst telecom hack in United States history.
According to the FBI, the Chinese government stole a large amount of data, including who the phone users were talking to, when they spoke.
And see, man, I don't think they ain't really worried about Pookie them, dropping dime bags. It's the politicians, like the government officials, people of prominence in the country. Like, they got a lot of data, and then they filtered it down to who they want to specific targets, making a web of data and information, right? They just sitting back planning, man. That's what they doing. They sitting back planning, gathering information. It's shit getting real wicked, man. Like, you're gonna have to get yourself together, man.
And where they were communicating from. In some cases, the Chinese hackers were able to read text messages and to actually listen in on conversations of a small group of high-profile Americans. But officials today also acknowledging the massive privacy implications for so many average Americans. Tonight, they're urging consumers to use encrypted apps for their communications, including text messages and voicemail recordings.
Hey, I ain't too much worried, man. I give Moab their judgment. Like, I'm not too much worried. Like, it's your senator. They gotta be worried. Like, it's your governor. He gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, they just pop Buddy from United Healthcare, the CEO, on a targeted hit. Man, it could have been him. knowing where exactly he was going and who he was going to go meet and all of that type. That's just my theory.
Officials acknowledge that those hackers are still in those phone networks and say it will take some time to get them out, David.
I mean, I read a source that they've been at this since like 2023. So I don't know. I don't know what we doing, man. I have no idea what we doing. Meanwhile, we getting the shit hacked out of us, and Biden is.
The United States continues to be the world's largest provider of humanitarian aid and development assistance. That's going to increase. You know, that's the right thing for the wealthiest nation in the world to do. And today, I'm announcing over $1 billion in new humanitarian support for Africans displaced from home.
How you gonna offer $1 billion? Don't we got people in North Carolina that's like in duress right now, trying to recover from the hurricane? It ain't good over here, man. It's not good over here. How you offering money? Good, Ben. This is in all his presidency. This is his first time stepping foot in an African country. You know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my sources that I've read, whereas he is in Angola, this is his first time, and he ready to cough up that big bag. I don't know. There's something else to this.
By historic droughts and food insecurity. We know African leaders and citizens are seeking more than just aid. You seek investment.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's it. Investment. That's it, man. You got African countries interested in BRIC, interested in being in political negotiation with Russia, with Brazil, with China, so on and so forth. Interested in this. They're cutting off European ties, things like this. America wants to step in between and they want to influence. They want resources. They want aid.
So the United States is expanding our relationship all across Africa, from assistance to aid.
Yeah, that's what this is, man. This is about political relations, man. This ain't about giving no damn Africans no damn help. This is we throw y'all some money and y'all remember when we want a favor type. This is what type time they on, man. This ain't, and you know, when you going out the country to get help, you really begging with money you really ain't got. Like that's how you know we in some trouble. This ain't about helping no damn Hamites, man. It's crazy. But yeah, you know, it's gonna be real interesting, man, with the remaining time that Joe Biden got left in office, how the country gonna go about, because he already given a green light to drop bombs on countries. He giving away a billion bangaroos to Africa to do what, and you know, and it's really going from this news is really upset the American people and the citizens there, because we're so in a lower state in this country as far as, you know, the people are not really trusting the government. You know, they feeling vulnerable, they're not feeling protected, they're not feeling like, you know, it's their best, the government has their best interests at mind. They already feel that if with this Trump and Harris, this presidential election, and you know, people feathers are rubbed. So this just adds fuel to the fire, man. And I'm just sitting back, getting my shit together, man. I hope you're doing the same thing, man. But you know, we was quick tonight. All praises to the Most High God, man. I hope I'm looking into my setup, man, making sure everything runs smooth. So, man, if things are fuzzy or whatever type of communication error or feedback, is just throw some feedback in the comments. You know, I always like the video. Let us know what you want to hear and what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? We always I'm trying to make the show better for our audience and for those that tune in for edification, man. But hey, man, this is the Way House, man. I hope you're praying and fasting, staying in tune, being edified, lifting up your spirits, lifting up the spirits of your brethren, man, and waiting on the Most High, waiting on His salvation, man. With that being said, hey, shalom.